disappointed that Giannis said something nice about James Harden?
All right, before we get to that sound, let me just remind you of a story that Charles Barkley loves to tell, because Charles Barkley doesn't put anyone ahead of Michael Jordan in terms of scoring. He used to say to himself, I'm just as good as Michael Jordan. And then they played in the finals, and Charles Barkley scored 40, and he came home that night because Jordan scored 45 to beat him. And he's like, this guy is better than I am. I have to admit it. He's better at basketball than I am. Charles Barkley says James Harden is harder to guard as a scorer than even Michael Jordan, that he's the greatest scorer ever. So here's Giannis Antetokounmpo saying something similar.
Hardest player to guard. That's a good one. Which one do you think? In the NBA right now. Hardest player to guard right now in the NBA.
Right now?
Yes.
You, baby, you.
Yeah, of course you can say me. Probably go with, I gotta go with James Harden.
That one hurt him. It sounded like the end, like that one hurt. Now, you'll remember before the All-Star game, he wouldn't pick James Harden because he said he didn't want someone who didn't pass the ball. After the All-Star game, he said that we were trying to attack James Harden. Whoever James Harden was guarding, we went after him. So I am disappointed that he has said this kind thing, but it can be true. These two disparate thoughts. James Harden is unbelievably excellent at what he does, and we've never hated someone more for being excellent at what they do because of the way that he does it.
No, that's the reason why I like this. There is no reason to lie. If you feel he's the most difficult person that's been out there for you to guard, then you could go ahead and stay that and still not like his Bush League tactics that he likes to employ, right? That's what I like, people who can earnestly talk smack about people without being bound by this idea that I got to act like they sorry. He doesn't dislike James Harden because he's sorry. He dislikes him just because he dislikes him. But I do have to ask a question. And, you know, Charles is my guy. I love Charles. Dan, you love Charles. We all generally love Charles. And he said that James Harden is even harder to guard than Michael Jordan. What's the hardest Charles tried to guard anybody, let alone James Harden or Michael Jordan? That's all I'm saying, right? Like how hard is it to guard them if you ain't trying that hard to guard people?
Well, I mean, I'm not disappointed that he said something nice about him, because I think more to Bomonti's point is, like, it makes all the other stuff feel more real. Because if you're just going out with nonsense and saying, oh, he's trash, then we'd be like, all right, you're just a hater. But the fact that he said, no, he's really good, he's really tough to guard, and he said it in a way that didn't seem like he was trying to make amends. He said it in a way like, yeah, we all know it's true. And if Barkley thinks he's better than Jordan at being a scorer, then obviously he's the toughest in the league right now to guard. So all that does is solidify the fact that all his other hate is genuine. And I know that we get on Giannis and saying like he kind of started this, but it seems that we've forgotten that James Harden's the one who started this by saying that Giannis's MVP was somewhat fraudulent and media generated and he didn't deserve it. So Harden started it, Giannis finished it, and I don't think it's dead yet.
Yeah, and also, man, it is really hard to guard somebody that is only so minimally concerned with actually playing basketball and a little bit more concerned with drawing fouls, right? The comparison that I make with James Harden is he's Mr. Swoop and stop. He just running insurance fraud, baby. He's trying to get himself into a position where you got to run into him, and then all of a sudden that you got to pay. That sounds very difficult. Imagine if you were on a very small road and there were only 9 other cars, right? Except there's this one that every time you get near him, it's hitting the brakes and you might rear end him.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.